I'm Athena Angelique. Welcome to Such Good Dogs. This is Milo. He's about 8 months old. Today we're going to talk about grooming. Yay! So, if you have a dog you have to groom, which should be any dog, but some dogs require it a little bit more, like the Doodle mixes, Huskies, German Shepherds, some of the little dogs. Make sure you're grooming your dog in between your grooming appointments. So we're going to go over some grooming today. Step 1, exercise your dog. Milo just played in the park, so he's a little bit more tired. The less physical energy they have, the easier it's going to be on you and them. Step 2, have your leash and some treats. So it's important to have treats, but we don't want to become totally reliable on just treats and have to have a treat in their mouth anytime we're doing anything. So I'll use treats in the beginning or when we get a little bit nervous. But what I like to do is we do the thing, the grooming, the ears, the nails, whatever we're happening to do. And then at the end is when you're going to get a nice big treat. As you can see, he already backed up a little bit. Good boy. So I can use my treats to bring him in. So you want your leash so that your dog cannot run away. You also want your leash for some control. So if he fights and puts up a big fight, I can use the leash. Just trying to get my treats. Sit to help control him. Good. Now what you want to get is that sit. Good. And down. Good. Now you see he's super hyper focused on the treats. This is where the treats become a problem. Alright, so the treat's going away. Down. Good. Good. Now, what I like to do is get them in a down position because it's a more relaxed position and it's going to be easier for me to do what I want to do. If you can get them down and even on the side, even better. Take your time doing this. The number one thing you need for any situation, grooming, nails, ears, whatever it is patience. So don't forget to breathe and be patient. Alright, so we're going to just start with some simple stuff. Hey. Anytime he fights or is biting the brush or anything like that, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, get him to calm back down before I go at it. If I just keep brushing him as he's biting it, we're not going to get anywhere, right? So, say I disagree with that if you're going after the brush. I do a little bit of brushing to start. Good. Good. Take your time. Sometimes I'll just touch it, see how he's already going after it. Now to use your leash, when they're fighting, what you're going to do is just pull a little bit. As they relax, you relax the tension. I don't want to always be here with tension on my leash. I want to have a loose leash whenever possible. Same with your walk, right? So I'm going to try and turn him just so you can see better. Sit. Good. Down. You don't want to be a star, buddy? Down. So here, he's getting frustrated, a little nervous about it, right? Take your time. Good. Good. We come back with the brush. Anytime that mouth goes towards the brush. Good. Now, dogs find lots of ways to manipulate. So putting their mouth on it, rolling over, jumping up, biting, all of these things, right? So anytime we're doing something we're not supposed to, we're just going to stop, have a few minutes of calm, and wait, and then come back at it when we can. Good. Now this, Here comes the little snarly face. Okay. Now you can also use the collar or even hold the scruff a little bit to help keep them on their side. Your dog tends to do a lot of this. I take the top paw and just kind of put them back on the side. When he stops fighting me, I loosen my grip and then let go, right? That's the reward for stopping fighting. Sometimes we'll just even pet a little bit. Milo's still learning how to get groomed without a fit here. Good. gonna try and spin him around here. Now, when it comes to the comb, brushing out a doodle, Milo here is a border collie poodle mix. He's a different kind of doodle, but with doodles especially, or with dogs who have hair or long hair, make sure you start at the end and work out, and then work your way in deeper, right? If I just go all the way in and try and pull that out, that's really gonna pull on his fur, and it's gonna be very uncomfortable. So we wanna make it as easy as possible. Same thing like if I had a bunch of knots in my hair and I tried brushing from the top, that's not gonna go very well and that's gonna hurt my head. Good. We got a little uncomfortable, so we just take a moment. Good. Anytime they calm down or relax or stop biting or whatever, make sure you mark that with your good or your yes or whatever your marker word is. Good. Now, dogs have areas that are going to obviously be more sensitive. So for most dogs, it's around the feet, around the hips, and around the butt. Now, your dog might have an area that's a little different that is sensitive to that particular dog. So just something to be aware of. Just take extra time and care in those areas, right? Good. Now, the more we do this, the more he gets used to it, the easier it's going to be. See, we're already doing really well with the paw. Good boy. Ooh. So I'm going to try and do up here a little bit. We wanted to try and get to his ears a little bit today because that's a harder spot. Every time he starts rolling over to fight me, when he relaxes, good. So the ears are where we can get lots of mats, right? So start from the end and work your way up towards the root. Yeah, there's some mats in here, oh bud. Now, even if you have a dog that you take to the groomer on a regular basis, you should still know how to do this and still be doing this in between your grooming appointments. Good. Got a couple mats in here. When you do find a mat, if you're going to work it out, same thing, start from the outside tip, slowly work your way towards the root. Good. Good boy. Be aware that every time you pull hair, that pulls on their skin and that can hurt. Now some mats, if they're really bad, we might have to cut them out instead. But the more you keep up with your grooming, the easier it's going to be to make sure we don't get mats in the first place. Oh, good boy. Stay. Good. Now one of the things your dog should learn for grooming too, just because my hands come off of you doesn't mean you should jump up and run away, right? That's where the leash can come in handy, but initially you might have to be more present about keeping your hand just on the dog. Doesn't mean I'm pushing him down or super holding him down, it's just that extra little reminder, don't jump up yet. Once you get into the routine and everybody's kind of got things down, then you're more easily able to just take your hands off and he stays there. Boy. Good. Again, on the face and around the ears is definitely more sensitive. Take your time and be gentle. Good boy. Now, something I like to teach my dogs that's not for everybody. So I want to switch sides to his other ear, right? So I could easily allow him to get up and spin him around and do it that way. Something I like to do with my dogs is teach them how to relax while I flip them over, right? I'm just going to flip them over. Good. Just keep them relaxed for a second. I'm not holding hard, just waiting for him to calm down. Good. I'm just gently asking, this is the position I want you in. Good. Good. feel a big one over here. See, he got a little pull there. Put up too much of a fight, I can always set my fuel down for a minute. Just wait. The more sensitive areas, sometimes the more they put up a fight. Right? I really don't like you touching me there. Hey. Good. So if it's too much, I might go back to a different area for a minute if that's a little easier on him. I can practice a little bit here. Good. Oh yeah, we got a little bit here. So again, if I can't pull my comb through easily, back it out. Go closer to the edge. There we go. Now obviously I could just rip my comb through here, but that's not going to be a pleasant experience for him, and you're going to be constantly fighting to get him groomed. So make it a pleasant experience. That way he'll sit for it. Good. We're going to try and go back to the ear a little bit. Yeah. He knows there's a knot there. Now, to end our grooming session, say I'm done with what I want to do. In the beginning, only do, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Don't push it too far. Don't be like, it's the first time we're grooming him and I'm going to get his whole body done in 2 hours. Take your time. Work your way up to that. So when we're done with the grooming session, we want to make sure that I decide when we're done. It's not he puts up a fight and then I decide we're done. We can't do that. If he puts up a fight and then I decide, oh, okay, we're done, he learns how to manipulate us, right? So you guys should make the decision of when we're done. So we're going to pretend that we're done with this grooming session. But right now he's fighting me, so now is not a time I want to release him. Because then he learns if I fight, then we're done, right? So we want to make sure he's calm. I can unhitch him from his leash and give my release cue, whether that's break, free, whatever your release cue is. Break! Good boy! And now that the thing is over that we're doing is when he gets his treat. There it is. Here we go. Now, just because he's done doesn't mean I'm just going to throw a treat at him. He still has to be good for the treat. See the excitement here? Good. So I'm going to reward the calm, not the excitement. Good boy, good job. So that's how you get your grooming started. Make sure you take your time with it. Thanks for watching Such Good Dogs. Here, take it. Bye, Milo. Bye, Milo.
Would you like a regular color?
You just use this one.